Well, good morning, YouTube friends and family. Frank here yet again with another glorious Sunday morning video. Only this time it's a little bit warmer. We've been getting some rain. I'm back in the village of Edenfield on Shoop Loop. Shoop Loop and Edenfield Run. I could throw in a joke right there. It sounds like something else. Shoop Loop. Yeah, our address is 119 Shoop Loop. Okay. Anyway, but I'm on the street, and the road looks clear enough that we're gonna try to run up and down this street. And don't look too bad. It's been raining. I was surprised to see as many contractors in here. I am, even for all the mud and what have you, but it doesn't look too bad right now. I think it might try to clear up. Let's go for a car ride. Designer homes. Now, I don't know if these houses are ones that where people buy the lot, you know, and then they build on it, or if this just the village's spec homes, like normal designer homes nonetheless, and probably mixed in with some others, because it looks like some of these houses have got pools and things like that. I don't know, maybe you have a house being built on Shoop Loop here. It's not very big. It's really just a small little loop, right? But we're able to get a sneak peek of these houses. Don't look like they're going to be too far away from being completed. Still on Shoop Loop. A few of these houses already got some sod down. You know, you're looking at 2-car garages, golf cart garages. That guy in there, he's installing the gas meters. Back his truck was full of gas meters. My only thing about some of these houses, you know, look at this, the brown one right here. You got a lanai. Then you've got their living room, the back of the house. So you see the sliders. You see 3 sets of 6 windows back here, and the lanai. Going to be a small, tiny little backyard. You can kind of see the utility boxes, and so you can kind of. And there's a marker right here, so you can kind of see how the houses are going to border. But you're looking out your window and all that right to the back of that lanai, which is a lot bigger, right? I mean, that thing is It's as big as my living room. So you get the back of that lanai, they could, you know, screen it in or do whatever. So if you're sitting out there, your neighbors are going to be looking at you from there to here, from here to there. I feel like it's almost an invasion of privacy, if you will. I'm not so sure how comfortable I would be to sit out there and relax, you know, thinking, hey man, is my neighbor staring at me? This would seem and feel a little odd, you know, not very private. But that's what they do around here. So you have to really be pretty okay with that sort of thing, and just telling yourself that the neighbors aren't watching you or paying any attention to you in the back of your lanai. You know, they can close the blinds or what have you, but I guess it's always a thought in one's mind. Alright, there's the end of that. My little ride through of Shoop Loop and Edenfield Run. I'm gonna hang a left here on Edenfield. I'll try to head back in another area, if you can even get over there. I'm starting to already see bulldozers, guys scraping the roads. This right here is Claude and Edenfield. I remember because the sign was tore up. They had to take it up. Yeah, so they're doing a lot of scraping back there. This is where all the action is. All off in this whole area right here. I still might try to get back in that direction. Well, this is where everybody wants to. I guess this is where all the work is going on. Claude Lane or trail, whatever it was. We'll take a look on this one while that guy's over there scraping. We got street sweepers down the other end over here. But Sunday morning, that's generally the time that they try to get a lot of this done. Getting the streets cleaned up as early as Sunday mornings. And for all good reason, you know, that's just less going on. And he's working down on the other side of Ferguson Court. Yeah, Ferguson Court and Claude Trail. I'll ride through here a little bit. While there's nobody in here. Should get a fairly good look at these. Now this is coming in a cul-de-sac. These houses right here backing up to Corbin Trail. This big house right here has got a huge bird cage. Maybe there's a pool back there, I'm not sure. Back on Edenfield Run. There's that Ferguson Court area where he's been scraping. Little cart trail for the golf course. Check it out. Okay. There's your house. There's your house. And then there's all of these utility boxes where all the gas is coming in to this neighborhood. There's a little hub right here. What an ugly and a little driveway. My guess is that they'll cover that up so that way it doesn't look so obviously such an eyesore. On Verdemark Way, Verdemark Way and Edenfield Run. We came in here last time and it was just too much. Let's see if we can actually finally get a ride through. Streets look like they've been cleaned up a lot better. It's kind of sad to know that they put down sod and then these guys with these trailers and all come in there and tear it up. But they'll fix it. pretty big neighborhood. There's still some debris on the road, like little pieces of wood and some rocks and whatever. And that'll get all nice and cleaned up, and then they'll come in with a top layer of asphalt to finish the job on the way out the door. But here's your first look of these brand new verandas in the Village of Edenfield on Verdemark Way. Looks like we're going to be able to get to see pretty much all of them. Sun's starting to come out even nicer. Wonderful. I saw there was rain in the forecast, but maybe it's already done it. Like there's a little back section, it's not quite as finished. So if you're wondering why I'm going so slow, it's just because of all the stuff that's in the street. This house right here, you're gonna get a nice retention pond view. So I'm pretty well sure it's gonna be a nice pretty spot for some sunsets. Those houses over there are going to be designers. Same thing, verandas, designers. Verandas are coming with privacy fences, right? Now it's going to be the view looking westward. Retention pond, and off in the distance that's going to be the golf course. Now this pond has been here for a minute because you're already starting to get some vegetation growing in it. And I see an hinga out there in the distance. Alright, whoever's looking for a water view, there you go. If you're looking down the street, I know the sun will be in your eyes. Beautiful neighborhood. We'll catch that inner area here in a second. We're going to finish looking on the outer homes of the neighborhood. Yeah, I was saying, this is a good sized veranda neighborhood right here. We'll catch those last few on the way out. Let's flip. We're going to look down the neighborhood. We're going to flip, but we're going to look on the interior section of the houses in here. you can see, you've seen a pretty well a wide variety of configurations. The triangle top gables and the roofing. Some have got flatted out, flat tops as I call them, only because I don't know the proper terminology. Some have different multi layers. So the houses aren't exactly all the same, and I like that. You know, we generally like to see a variety of different models, shapes and sizes and configurations. This veranda is coming with the swimming pool, bird cage already to it, already done for you. I don't wonder, let me get past this. I wonder if it's less expensive to buy the house with the pool already built onto it. Oh wow, check this out over here, guys. There's a big old rainbow over here. It's about a half a bow, and onto the left of that is another one trying to form, so it's a part of a double rainbow. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. I think what I was saying was, I don't know if it's less expensive to buy the house with the pool already built on it than to buy it and then, you know, buy the house and then add your own pool, because then you could design it and have it done the way you know you want it done. Whereas if you buy it already done, you don't get much of a choice. However, that being said, if you buy the pool already there, it's already done for you. You don't have to worry about them coming in and tearing up your yard, all the construction to dig a hole and pour concrete, all of that mess. And then I think there's a waiting list for some companies. It could take a little while too. Where this way, it's already done. You buy the house and you're move-in ready. I think the convenience of that outweighs the other part, in my opinion. But here's a quick look at these verandas. Actually, okay, never mind. Yeah, I was thinking I was coming out to the end of the road. We're going to turn here. Actually, since I backed up, it's starting to diminish. I had a moment there, it was getting really bright. Alright, guys. People are going to be like, I don't care about no rainbows. Look at the houses. Look at that. Look at that. I had to get a picture. Starting to sprinkle again. Here's the last of these houses right here. Yeah, we're starting to rain again. Veranda neighborhood, Verdemark Way and Edenfield Run in the Village of Edenfield.